The revolution will not be televised.
Peace. I like to sit and meditate on what it is I'm going to work on, or I meditate on the canvas, and after a while,
statements out to the people through his work, and you do the same thing, Q. So you're representing very well here on being the Malcolm Jamal Warner tribute. Now we're going to take some time right now to see Malcolm Jamal in action right here on the BAF Solutions Network.
I'm at your door.
For sure. I'm gonna come open it for you.
No soul. Me, I'm unstoppable. Still getting to the door. Nothing's impossible. Made it all possible. When it is time to roll, who gon' be down the road? Me, I've been down this road too many times. Asking for them blessings. Are you ready to receive? Do you hear the lies in which you believe? Reality created from that which you perceive. Don't fight the current, oh no, best stay at peace. And this is life, so we gon' do just as we please. Moving like the water, baby, flowing with the streams. Seen you in my dreams, a smile so serene. And this the truth, brightest thing that you've ever seen. Ultra light beams, I ain't cut like the rest. I'm a scholar, but not when you test. I'm a king, yeah, but not one you can check. Yeah, I'm a star, time is now, tell me what's next. Yeah, we blessed regardless of the circumstance. Take my hand, come on, let's dance. Things don't always go as planned, and that's okay. Can't flow when your soul still carrying contraband. Time to ascend, baby, come take my hand, let's go. Oh yeah, I'm unstoppable. Still getting to the door. Nothing's impossible. Made it all possible. When it is time to roll, who gon' be down the road? Me, I've been down this road too many times before. I can see it all. Yeah, she's so.
I'm gonna play the rest on the next break.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Sinner Sunday. Thank you all for being here today. We appreciate Soul 9 opening us up this morning with his tunes. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again to Sinner Sunday. My name is Julie Gordon, mother of Julian Gordon, and we are here today to talk again about the movie Sinners. So glad you can join us once again. Good to see you in the house, Shonda. And we are in Boris. Good to see you today.
And our live audience
And our
here.
live audience is
Special
over
guests,
here.
Special artists.
Yes, special artists, special guests, and everybody.
Members.
So we hope to be able to get some discussion today going about Stack and Mary in particular, or Smoking Annie. So let's just to remind you that this movie, Sinners, is a 2025 supernatural thriller. It's directed by Ryan Coogler, and this movie is described as a modern classic. It's eerie, it's cinematic, and unapologetically Black, Southern, Gothic with vampires. So it is something to see. Michael B. Jordan delivers a powerhouse performance in this movie by playing a dual role. He plays twin brothers, Elijah and Elias Moore. Elijah, aka Smoke, and Elias, aka Stack. They are World War I veterans and also did a little work with the mob in Chicago. So they've been around, seen some things, done some things. In this movie, they are returning to Clarksdale, Mississippi. We're talking about the 30s. And they weren't just returning to Mississippi to lay low, but to create something meaningful. Now, the reason why you would think maybe they want to lay low is because they are using stolen mob money, which they have acquired. And they decide to open up a juke joint, giving a safe place, a haven for the Black community in Mississippi at the heart of the Jim Crow era. So what we're going to talk about today is relationships, particularly that between the brothers and their other halves. So for Smoke, we was married to Annie, and for Stack, he was in a relationship with Mary. So there are some romantic threads in the movie, which makes you want to, find out more and kind of lean into it. It's not really because it's kind of a sweet thing. It's more because everything is complicated. It feels complicated. It's dark. You could even consider it dangerous. So it's the kind of relationship that might get passed off as passionate, but if you start peeling back layers, then you realize it might actually be a whole case study in codependency and control. So while the film leaves a lot unsaid, what is said and shown raises a good bit of questions. So I have some of those questions for us to talk about today. And let's begin with Mary and Stack. Now you remember Stack, and Julian will find the picture of them for us. We'll know which twin and which woman we're talking about. So Mary is the one who is described as white, but has a quarter, I think it's a quarter of Black blood in her. Her father is half Black, so make her a quarter. Where I came from, you had 1 ounce, then you're Black. So that's how we were, but apparently she and Stack had a relationship that goes back in time, and they really had some issues that they were able to come to some agreement about at some point, or somebody agreed at least. So we saw in this case that Stack had told her, it sounds like, according to what he said in the movies, that he may have set her up with a husband, a white man, and she lived on a farm. She had a good life. She was safe and taken care of. So when she reappears to bury her mother, I believe it is her mother, and wonders why the twins did not show up for the funeral, and she shows up, she finds them, and wants to know where they were, that her mother was important to them, but he wasn't there. Stack basically tells her to go away, this can't be, because the times we're in now, whether she's a quarter white or a quarter Black or any Black, she looked white and assimilated into the white community, which she says, I didn't want to be white, I wanted you. So here we go, just as just a little brief kind of intro into what's happening here. Some say that Mary and Stack were in a love relationship. But I ask you to start off, do you think this relationship is a true love story, or do you think it's kind of a toxic bond? 1930s, remember, down south, were they star-crossed lovers, or just two people entangled in lust, in history and survival?
It's hard. It's hard to know for sure. We don't know exactly what went down. Like we don't know how they really connected. We don't know how deep Stack really was. Like Stack is more, can't say a player, but he was more cool with with a lot of people. How can I put it? Like he was real smooth. Like you don't know, even when he was telling her, like he didn't really mind that much about the white people coming in. You know, he's kind of like, shoot, they got some money. You know, so he's kind of open to being with more white people and whatnot. So we don't know exactly why they hated each other all the way, or why he didn't really want her there. Like he didn't really want to go tell her that she couldn't be there. You know, Smoke was really the one that definitely didn't want her to be there, which shows us, you know, outside looking in, obviously there is some toxicity there. And later on in the movie, when she becomes a vampire, of course, she seduces Stack to get back with him, and she turned into a lot more seductive person, which is that scene right there. She looked way more seductive. You see her shirt's already like kind of coming off. She already got like a little seductive. So so and then when they turn, it did look like they were connected with each other. It did look like they were walking off into the sunset, basically.
Okay.
Or into the nighttime, into the moon, into the moonrise. Yeah, so they were in love, but something shaky happened. Out of love. Of course, their environment isn't conducive of them being in love, so
Yeah.
it's hard to say.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is, Julian. You hit it right then. Their environment wasn't conducive for a healthy love, right? It was definitely a toxic relationship because of the times and the environment, right? And I think it's interesting that you also spoke on the seductive nature that came about once she turned, like how she became more seductive, and how they all really played on people's, I believe, lust needs, right? And yeah, that speaks a lot about, I feel like, people's values and how these vampires, demons, would you have it, knew to get to people, just get them with their lustful ways, right? And like, you know, that brings me back to the Bible for sure, Proverbs and whatnot. Like the Bible says, you know, to like leave this world of lust of corruption behind you, right? And I believe that this world is filled with so much sin of lust of corruption, you know, that's how somebody like a vampire was able to come in and feed on the whole town, you know, or feed on feed on them that was at this juke joint, because they're at this juke joint, and the juke joint is an environment of secular behavior, right? Lustful behavior, the drinking, the prohibition, smoking, right? And so they're just feeding on that toxic nature. And that's not actually our value as a people.
Yeah, that's a good point for sure. And it does the seductiveness that you talk about with Mary. Do you see that as hello people coming in? Come on in here. Come on in here. Come on into the place. Come on into the place. Come on into the place.
What's up,
Yes,
family?
yes. Hey, hey, hey.
Center Sunday dinner
Center Sunday.
with the Gordons and the
And
Hodges.
drinks. Yay.
Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm on my way there, y'all. I had to come with some food.
Puerto Rican
Hey.
eggnog.
Oh,
You want to try one?
Got some coquito. See, we learning a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh, Archie, make sure you leave me some coquitos.
Ravens in the house. Yeah,
Raven, Queen Goddess, okay.
yeah.
Soda?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Hey,
Yes,
Archie,
yes.
make sure you save me some. I'm like 20 minutes away.
You know I gotta
She
say
putting
this
in an
sometime.
order already, putting in an order. And yeah, so we were talking about Stack and Mary and their relationship, whether or not it was toxic, was it love or was it lust? And now we're looking at, Shonda brought out the point that this kind of idea is in the Bible as well. Can you think of anyone in the Bible that maybe had that same kind of air as a Mary?
Jezebel.
Jezebel usually comes up.
So,
You're not gonna want to eat.
I
Oh,
watched it, but I was in and out of consciousness.
So Stack and Mary.
you told me it's too strong.
You said
So Stack and Mary. So Mary's the half black quarter
White.
black.
Who's
Right.
black, who
Mostly
passes
white.
for white.
Yeah, mostly white.
pretty much white.
So
She's
so
living
her
a white
question.
life now.
So her question was: was this a match made in heaven, or was this toxicity? So right before y'all came in, we were just saying, yeah, it's kind of difficult to know if they were really in love, like what happened where they weren't in love. And me and Shonda were both saying, yeah, their environment wasn't conducive for them to be in love. And yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
point, yeah.
I'm gonna say like, I feel like they had love for each other, but I don't know if that love was like I don't know how to explain it because I feel like
Love
there's
or
different-
lust.
Well, I don't want to say lust because I feel like lust is a great analogy for it, and I think another aspect to look at it is also like greed and gluttony. Gluttony.
Whose part?
I'm gonna say, and then also on the young lady's part, she's dealing with insecurity. So her thing is she wants to be accepted within the civilization and the society, but because of her biological makeup, majority of it being a side that isn't too particularly fond by black people, but black spaces are the safest spaces for her because she probably doesn't get treated too well within white spaces. And the two brothers, they're like as black as it gets. Like they're as cool as it gets. They're young, and then so it's like I don't know if you remember in school hanging out with the cool kids, quote unquote the cool kids. Like a lot of people would do a lot of things just to get next to them and be seen with them, hanging out with them, talking with them, and whatnot. So I feel like it might have been lust. I feel like she was also looking for acceptance, and she felt like maybe that acceptance could come from her dealing with one of the brothers. And the brother, he was definitely dealing with greed and gluttony because he already had women. And so I feel like what happened is the reason why they turned into vampires is because of their affinity to gluttony, lust, and greed, and all of these things. It's easier because when the white people came initially the one brother, he was like, I don't want their money. I don't want nothing to do with them. Like Julian brought up, but the other brother, he was like, well, if they got money, I'll take their money, you know?
You know, I was thinking more forbidden love or taboo love as opposed to anything because he loved her. It was obvious, you know, he wouldn't have had that strong of a response to her if there weren't real feelings, if they weren't genuine and they weren't deep. Yeah. But I just think that he knew that it was forbidden love, that they were in a time and space where the society was not going to allow them and their love to thrive in the open, you know? So that's what I got from their relationship more so than anything.
Very good, very good. So obviously, since they go a ways back, they have a lot of secrets between them, right? So we don't know the whole story and what all happened, but we know that they've obviously gone through some things. And, you know, when you talk about her being, having some greed, oh no, it was wanting to belong. We were talking about belonging once before when we were talking, and how for her, living as a white woman, when she feels she is black and wants to be with a black man, and particularly Stack, then sometimes we get that same type of, sometimes it still happens today. There are some people that are still light, right, that we consider black. I'm not that far away myself, but I don't know what the number is because I don't know my history like that. But I do know that it's in there. My DNA says it's in there. And I do also know my grandfather on my daddy's side could have passed if he wanted to. My grandmother on my mother's side could have passed if she wanted to. And so it's a dilemma sometimes to stay in the culture where you think you may belong. And that's something, I guess, that you let your heart decide. In this case, it sounds like Stack may have made that decision for her. That you're gonna be safe here. And he told her in the movie, though, you know, I will kill for you if somebody comes after you. And so, yes, that obviously that love is still there. Do you see any codependency, any control issues between that relationship, as I just stated?
Other thing that I see is that with Stacks, there's also within the black community taboo if you're with someone white as well. So while she's fighting it from her perspective of being with a black man, we also have to look at how he feels with being with someone who is seemingly white. And what does that say about him and his allegiance to black people and black culture? You know, so that was one of the other things that I thought could have been playing in the back of his mind in terms of his reticence to be in a relationship with her. Maybe he also felt internally, you know what I mean? Like how,
Yes.
you know, like in New York, for example, there's a part in Brooklyn called Park Slope. And for whatever reason, all of the mixed couples decided they were going to descend on Park Slope and make Park Slope their home. So if you're just regular out and about, and Parks is a big park in Park Slope too. So if you're out there, you're going to see a lot of mixed race couples, a lot of black men with white women. They won't look you in the eye.
That's how it is in South Carolina. That's how it is in South Carolina.
Yeah, if they see you, they know that you authentically black. You got on black gear. You know. But any other part of New York, if you saw a black guy, you tilt your head or whatever, they'll tilt their head back or whatever. But it's a silent shame that we've all noticed that black men have with being open with white women. Okay, it's one thing to creep with a white woman.
Yes.
It's another thing to openly profess romantic love for a white
Yes,
woman.
yes.
And I think he grappled with that too.
Yes, that's real good.
Well, may I ask, what is that thing? Because in my perspective, it when I see relationships, interracial relationships, specifically with the brother man and that non-melanated woman, they see her as a prize, like as a like she's a prize, like top numero uno,
Pride.
and it's shameful to not even shameful, but it's disgracing in a sense, for my opinion. It's like just dang, where's the level of respect for that pretty brown skinned woman, especially since you came from one. But then there's always you have to look at their relationship with their mother, and you begin to totally understand why. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I see they most of the time when I see their relationships, like for instance, if I could share my screen, I would share a picture of my cousin from South Carolina who got a picture with his new non-melanated woman. He's so giddy and smiling. I'm so happy for him that he's happy, of course. However, it's like, dang. And yeah, that's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
that happened to me too. Like, shoot, there was a more fair skinned Caucasian looking woman, but she's Turkish. So, that kind of got me, and that was right when who made the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey High School? Uh, what's his name? Y'all know him. The Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar. That was around the time when he was talking a lot. And I was on my path of becoming a revolutionary. So, it hurt in my gut. Like, I go to the number one historically black college and university, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. How can I be with this Turkish girl? But lo and behold, she got my birthday. She had the exact same birthday as me, June 22nd. So, like, apparently we are a soulmate, and
that far, my dentist got my birthday. We not soulmates. So you got to unpack that, all right? You got some unpacking to do.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
And the fact that you keep referring to her as Turkish
yeah,
instead of white.
Yes.
yeah.
In America, we don't say someone.
European.
We say you white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
So
that's why I call them non-melanated. That's why I call them non-melanated. They for the Americans. Europeans are Europeans.
The Mediterranean got light skin, fair skin, and the Spaniards. Like, Spain is one of those countries that's kind of like got some melanin, but they're kind of on the more white side. They
depends on where you are in Spain, because you got to remember that
Exactly.
Spain was colonized by the Moors, the African Arabs, and the
Exactly.
Arabs from 711 AD all the way to 1492.
Exactly.
So you got and the occupying force. The occupying force was 900,000 Africans from North Africa.
Yes.
They were
it's the closest country to Morocco.
Yeah.
To
In fact,
Africa.
the what is it? The Strait of Gibraltar is named after the African military leader who went over there in 711 and liberated the Spaniards from the who was in charge over there? The
Romans. It was the Romans.
Romans.
Berbers?
No, I think it was the Vandals. I think it was a group called the Vandals that were in charge over there. But they were received as liberators. Okay, and they ran Spain from 711 all the way to 1492. And all of Spain's oldest architecture, their oldest universities, all of them, everything was created under the Moor Empire.
So I just bring that up to say that there is some mixing, that there's like that, we like Mexicans, like there's some lighter skinned Mexicans, there's, like you say, American, like, all over the world. It's like you can see it like hurts my stomach sometimes to think like, okay, yeah, mom's more light skinned, you're more dark skinned, but then we're all Africans, and like if all humans came from Africa, or where Africa was a different name, but how can we like not love some of our, like, even having a conversation with Baba Philogene today with the Westview Makerspace. He's from Haiti, and they had to fight the Europeans, but we also have, there's like one side where we have to fight them and we know that they're vampires. But then there's the other side where it's like, well, they're human, and we can still love them. And BAF, I was letting them know, like, Black Achievement Fund has no discrimination. We don't discriminate against anybody. We're able to give our allies a chance, but then it's like, oh well, what about the municipality and stuff? So it's just like, these little things with like protecting ourselves, but also being open to loving other people.
I think that's a very good putting it,
That's really cool. Yeah.
The one thing that I would say is, even though we all know that all human beings originated in Africa, we also know that we developed separately and differently. And that once human beings left Africa and entered into a colder climate, a foreign climate, that their personality began to change, their physiology began to change, and they became different people by culture and personality. So we may all be from the same continent, but we don't have the same value system. We don't have the same worldview. Okay, once human beings ventured off into those cold spaces, now it's like we don't have fresh food. Okay, I tell people all the time, how many herd animals are in Europe? The population couldn't sustain it. It was too cold. It's not enough food to sustain a herd population. So the largest animals in Europe are what?
Rabbits.
You know what I'm saying? No, seriously. Yeah. What? Name, out of all the herd animals name one that's from Europe.
Pigs, right?
Think hard.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Pigs.
Yeah, I don't think pigs are from Europe at all.
Don't come from Europe,
Yeah.
but you know what's crazy? The pink pig can survive in Europe because it's allergic to the sun. The pink pig will actually get sunburned, so it can live in Europe.
Yeah, I'm glad you're looking it up, because I've been to Europe. I'm trying to think what.
But the pink
There
pig
was
is
some boars.
a genetic
Italy.
modified
That's the same as
organism.
pig.
There was some wild boars in Italy.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah, pigs originated from wild boars.
but that's what I said. But they got the ones that they have.
But they're saying
are modified.
both the Middle East around 9,000 years ago and East Asia around 8,000 years ago. From these two centers, humans spread pigs across the globe.
The original boar is black. The pigs they have in Europe, they're pink. They're not the same. It's not the same one.
Yeah. So
Those
while
pigs can live over there because they don't have melanin.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the boars were definitely dark.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely dark.
And they ran. So the pig is not from Europe. It's from Middle East and Asia.
That bring it
Middle East
over,
and
they
Asia.
brought it
Yeah.
over. Even the sheep, they brought the sheep over.
Okay, that's very interesting, and I'm wondering.
And they were domesticated in China before Europe.
Pigs were. Huh. Okay.
And the Near East around the Tigris Basin.
They do in China. That's a good point. Yeah, they do have a lot of pork.
Yeah, Asia is the largest pork producers, pork consumers in the world. And people don't even know that the largest pork plant in the United States of America, Smithfield, was sold to the Chinese about 6 or 7 years ago. And it was such a contested sale that the Chinese had to get congressional approval for them to even buy that company.
But they let it go through.
But they let it go through, because white people, money trumps everything.
Bring it, send the money, show the money. Yeah, just wondering about The love. So, is love colorblind?
It sounds like So Nine wants to speak.
Yeah, let's get a Haitian perspective.
Okay. I gotta keep it a buck with y'all on this. And no, I'm perfectly fine. My temple just got a little bit warmer than usual. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep it a bean, right? If you dating interracially, that's a strike, but you have an opportunity to recover yourself. Now, there's contingencies that come along with it, and I'm gonna be honest, because I met a white girl like a couple years ago who completely changed my mind. She challenged the way I thought, because she was on it. Like all of the Black history stuff we talk about, she was saying it word for word for word for word. And I have to ask the question: is the person you getting with? Okay, so when I look at it from this perspective, okay, that's cool. If your partner understands the struggle, not fully understands, but is aware of the struggle of that Black people have historically been through, not just the synopsis that we got in like 2025, looking at it from when you was born up until now, as this is your understanding of racism as far as your experience and understanding of it while you were alive, like actually understanding the historical context. I feel like if that is the case and your partner is proactive in the progression of Black people and y'all relationship isn't based in lust, whereas like, oh, you feel like you want to dominate a white woman and she's looking at you like some kind of Mandingo warrior. I feel like if it's actually genuine love, and I have to, I have to talk about it. Like I have to be honest, because these are tropes. Like Black men used to get selected by 40% of white women were slave owners. When we talk about slave owners inside the United States, 40% of slave owners were white women. And sometimes they would select men based upon their physical appearance, how they look and stuff like that. So but she gets to shop for you. Back in the day, she had to try to make her, put some perfume on herself and make herself smell good, and maybe make you a meal, and then, or she had to convince her dad to have a conversation with you, and then, but the white woman, she could just buy you. She could I want that one. All y'all coming with me, and you can't say no. And then the other part about that situation is, if they find out what y'all had going on, you had a chance you could die, because if the town found out what was going on, you had a chance to die. So I feel like it all depends. Me personally, I don't see myself doing anything like that anytime soon. I just personally, I don't see it. But if y'all actually genuinely love each other, go ahead. But then my question is what happens when they bring back segregation? Like, what happens when they say that, because I got some family members of mine, and I ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus, but it's right now they saying they're trying to review everybody's papers. So it's your white girlfriend, irrelevant of what happens inside of this country with the laws around green cards and citizenships and visas. If Trump say all immigrants got to go tomorrow, some of y'all that's in relationships with white women, y'all got to go. So my question is your girl gonna leave the United States to go live with you, or is she gonna stay comfortable here because this is the United States? So how deep does your love actually run? So.
Yeah, that was another thing that happened to me back in 2017. Trump just became presidency. And I was like, yo, I can't be dating this white girl. I'm not about to, get married.
Is this a white girl or the Turkish girl? And now that they have you looking at her in a different way, I'm wondering, what's harder? Is it harder, color harder, or is culture harder?
But I want to go back. I want to
Difference.
answer too because
Okay.
I feel like So Nine gave us a historical context for it,
Yes.
and Julian gave us a personal context for it.
Right.
But you asked in general
Yes.
about interracial. Is it okay? Was that the question?
Is
Well,
love
said-
colorblind?
Is love colorblind? And I would say that love can be colorblind. I think that we're capable of falling in love with a human being, no matter what color, shape, or whatever they are. But politics often play into who you decide to date. Politics also play where you decide to live. And all of those things together form who you are culturally and those sorts of things. So for me, if it's going to be genuine, there has to be shared experiences. There has to be something that binds the two together culturally. So you can say, okay, if we fixate on American culture, because you got a lot of black people out here who consider themselves American. They don't consider themselves African. They consider themselves American.
Yes.
They consider themselves being a part of American culture. And you have white people who consider themselves to be in American and American culture.
Yes.
So if you have two people who are sharing the same culture, the same music, like the same foods, then quite naturally something can develop from that. But I caution all of that to say that all too often, though, interracial relationships aren't based on altruism. A lot of times it's fetishized on one person's part or another. So we can't take the historical aspect out of it. White people or white woman equals access. Okay, as a black man, a white woman can get you in doors that a black woman can't get you in. That sort of thing. So I do think that there are a lot of black men who seek out white women for power. I see a lot of white women who seek black men out because they're exotic, and they like the underdog. But the question I always have is this: when I taught college, in the beginning of the semester, the first classes I would ask people, I would say, and most of my class was non-black, but immigrant, okay, not white either.
Gotcha.
So out of 30 kids, I would have about 7 or 8 black kids, African Americans.
Okay.
Then all the rest are white and white ethnics. So I would start the class by saying, how many of y'all racist? Nobody will hold their hand, will put their hand up.
Yeah.
And I say, how many of you guys have a friend of a different race? A few hands will go up. Okay.
Okay.
How many of you have ever dated someone outside of your race? So a couple hands will come up. How many of you would date someone outside of your race? Now, all the people who said that they weren't racist, their hands didn't go up. So I say it's funny, when I asked the class, who in here is racist, no one raised their hand. But now we're at, would you date someone outside of your race? Everybody ain't raised their hand.
Okay.
So let's unpack it.
Yeah.
Why didn't you raise your hand? Well, it would be difficult because of my family, blah, blah, blah. If I dated someone and I wouldn't want them to have to endure, racism from my family and all of that. So
the family is racist.
So the family's racist. So we started unpacking it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How many of you would have a baby by someone of a different race? Less hands go up. And the whole point of the conversation and the questions was to show how prevalent race is, even though we want to deny that it even is a thing. No one wants to accept and acknowledge that racism is virulent right now in America. But we aren't even able to recognize our own embedded racism. because we're never challenged on it. You know what I mean? No one ever asked you, would you date, would you have a baby with a Mexican? You know what I mean? So when you start going deeper into it, you begin to see that the color blindness of love is being blocked by cultural attitudes about race and about who is acceptable to date within a family, within a culture. You know, when I was I went to a medical magnet school for high school, and it was myself and this guy named Roberto. We were the only two black guys in the whole program. Okay, and there were a few, maybe about five. It was more black women. It was about maybe 5 or 6 black women. But there was this one girl. Her name was Helen Scully, who she and I were arguably the smartest in the class. And you know, I'm very competitive. She was very competitive. So our black teacher started putting us in the same groups. Okay. And one day, you know, we had a group project at her house, and it was just a moment where you look somebody in the eye and y'all catch each other's eyes and all that type of stuff. And it was like, wow, is this something here? I kind of like this girl, you know? And we started talking, you know, on the low, so on and so forth. And when people at the school picked up that something was going on, I wasn't prepared. You know what I mean? I'm from the hood. And I had to pull back and say, what are you doing with this white girl? Yeah. You know? And it was challenging because she obviously wasn't racist. We obviously shared a lot in common, but I made a conscious decision that it wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? Is that it wasn't worth it. It's like, you can love anyone. You know, why put yourself through the type of turmoil, for lack of a better word, by pursuing someone who you know is it's just going to be hard? Why would you choose hard? Why would you choose hard? You're young. Why would I choose hard?
RG, you've just given us so much to reflect upon, so much to reflect upon. You made me think about Clarence Thomas a couple of times. Of course, the power thing, and do I like black people anymore, even after I had affirmative action? Right. No one needs it anymore. So you did bring up some great points. I think it is getting late in the hour, and we have a guest, not a guest, but we have an artist with us today, a BAF member, So 9, who's gonna tell us a little something about his music. Is it Unstoppable you were talking about? Yeah. Unstoppable, let's hear about it. Yes.
Unstoppable is a song about, a lot of my music is about like persevering, like, you know, when you're going through life be giving you adversity and stuff like that. Sometimes you just gotta remind yourself that you're unstoppable. And so for Unstoppable, the lyrics go like, me, I'm unstoppable, still getting to the dough, nothing's impossible, made it all possible, when it is time to roll, who gonna be down the road? Me, I've been down this road too many times before. And so it was like I guess it was like a omen, a reminder to myself. It was like, no matter what you're going through, like, you're unstoppable. And I was still getting to the dough, because I'm still working like the dough, not like a literal, like when I feel like I need to preface this when I speak about like money in my music. Sometimes I'm not directly talking about like fiat currency, but I'm saying like get into the dough, get into whatever it is, because it's like, even though I say get into the dough, there's a verse in the Bible that says, man shall not live by bread alone. But, you know, it's still good to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every now and then. So, so you know, in the song I say, Reality created by that which you perceive. Don't fight the current. Oh no, just stay at ease. And this is life, so we gonna do just as we please. Moving like the water, baby, flowing with the streams. Seen you in my dreams, a smile so serene. And this the truth, brightest thing that you've ever seen. Ultralight beings, I ain't cut like the rest. I'm a scholar, but not one you can test. So it's like, as intelligent as I am, I'm still like, it's just because I'm intelligent doesn't mean that you can test me. Like that is, it's not about testing me. I'm a king, not one you can check. So it's like I'm a king within my dominion, and it's like it's not about getting checked. And you know, it's a there's another song on the same project called Divine Timing, and that one I said sometimes I wonder why I gave it a chance, because now you're trying to use it like a lance to step into the proverbial dance, which kind of ties all of it into a bow, because the song Unstoppable, it's like I'm having a conversation with a woman and I'm telling her like reality created by that which you perceive. So it's like what you experiencing in your reality is a byproduct of the way that you see. And I had to really sit down with this lesson like last week, because I was having a conversation with a young lady and she was telling me about bills that she was trying to get paid, and she was like, I need to make some more money. And I had to remind her, I was like, money is all around you. The first place that lack exists is a lack of awareness, a lack of your awareness within yourself, aware of your environment. That's where the first lack comes in. And relationships, even when we talk about the movie Sinners, money played a role in the movie Sinners, because they left town to go make money. That's the main reason why they ended up leaving in the first place. They left to go make some money. So them being in a financial position also put their romantic relationships on pause and put it in a position where they weren't even able to interact with the people that they said that they loved, due to them having to go chase that proverbial dough. And there's another part of the song. It's like I say, love forevermore, knocking right at your front door. So it's like I let her know like I have a lot of love, but it's knocking at your front door. But then it goes into the next part. Cold as ice, won't knock twice, because if I already knocked once, you heard the knock. You're gonna open the door, you're not gonna open the door. C'est la vie, such is life, which means like whatever happens, I'm not chilling. Hip to the game, check the scoreboard. When the wheels fall off, just know that I'll be there for sure. Which is I know about the game. I know the game and how it's played, and I've actually won a lot at the game, but I'm not trying to play the game. And when I say when the wheels fall off, just know that I'll be there for sure. It's like no matter what we go through, I still plan to show up. So.
Yeah, she a vegan, but she owns me like carnivore. Slow stroking, steady, make the soul soar. Hot, passionate, I lead a room scorched. Cup over one, it's best belief I give her plenty more. Hold the brakes, please tell me what for. Love forevermore, knocking right at your front door. Oh, cold as ice, won't knock twice. C'est la vie, such is life. Head to the game, check the scoreboard. When the wheels fall off, just know that I'll be there for sure, for sure. Yo, me, I'm unstoppable. Still get it to the door. Nothing's impossible. Made it all possible. When it is time, I soul. Who gon' be down the road? Me, I've been down this road too many times for me. I'm unstoppable. Still get it to the door. Nothing's impossible. Made it all possible. When it is time to roll, who gon' be down the road? Me, I've been down this road too many times. Me, I'm unstoppable. Still get it to the door. Nothing's impossible. Made it all possible. When it is time to roll, Who gon' be down the road? Me, I've been down this road too many times before. Me, I'm unstoppable. Still getting to the door. Nothing's impossible. Made it all possible when it is time to roll. Who gon' be down the road? Me, I've been down this road too many times.
Nothing's impossible, unstoppable, so nine. And we are unstoppable here at the Black Achievement Funds Kimmy Club. We will see you next week to talk more about these relationships. This was deep tonight. See you next